Let me ask you something. When you hear the phrase accounting outsourcing, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most people, it's probably just cost-cutting, right? Shuffling off the boring, repetitive stuff to save a buck? Well, I'm here to tell you that picture is totally out of date. Today, we're going to dive into the huge shift that's turned outsourcing from a simple cost saver into a serious strategic weapon for growth.
So let's just tackle the big question right up front. Is accounting outsourcing an old, outdated idea? For years, it was kind of seen as a blunt tool for business, a necessary evil just to trim the budget. But what if that old way of thinking isn't just wrong? What if it's actually what's holding your company back from what it could really be?
This quote, it absolutely nails the new mindset. The whole focus has shifted. It's about getting smarter, faster operations. That's the core idea we're talking about today. Modern outsourcing is a strategic move, one that builds a powerful financial engine for your company, not just one that shaves a few points off the budget.
Now, to really get how big this change is, we've got to take a quick look back. Let's talk about the old and, frankly, pretty limited way that so many businesses still think about outsourcing. For the longest time, this was the entire game plan. You had basic grunt work, simple data entry, boilerplate bookkeeping, and you just ship it off to an outside team. Why? Purely to save money on salaries. It was all about the transaction, not about transformation. A really big difference. But that old model? It's pretty much history. What we're seeing today is a massive shift, and it's all built on three main pillars that are completely changing what an outsourcing partner can do for a business. Let's break them down. These are the three big game changers. First, you've got way smarter tech that still keeps a human in the loop. Second, seamless, real-time collaboration that actually turns different time zones into a secret weapon. And third, access to super specialized expertise that goes way beyond basic bookkeeping. Okay, let's talk tech for a second, because this is a really important point. The old way was just about automation. Set it and forget it. The modern approach is so much smarter. It blends the incredible speed of automation with the critical thinking of a human expert who can review everything. You get the best of both worlds, fewer errors and an output that actually makes strategic sense. The second pillar is all about working together, and this is where things get really cool. By partnering with a team in a different time zone, work is literally getting done while your local team is asleep. This creates a genuine 24-hour productivity cycle. You come in the morning, and key deliverables are already waiting in your inbox. It flips a logistical challenge into a huge competitive advantage. And pillar number 3, this one's a biggie. Expertise. We're not talking about simple bookkeeping anymore. Modern firms offer deep, specialized knowledge in really complex fields like fund accounting or U.S. tax services. They can even provide something called white label accounting, which means they do the expert work, but it's all presented under your company's brand. Think about that. You can expand your services overnight. Okay, I know what some of you are thinking. This all sounds great, but what about the risks? And look, that's a fair question. But here's the key. The best outsourcing firms today aren't just aware of these risks. They have built their entire system around knocking them down from day one. So let's just run through how they tackle these head-on. Worried about data security? They're using encrypted platforms, strict NDAs, regular audits, the whole 9 yards. Concerned about scope creep? They build detailed playbooks and service-level agreements, so everyone's on the same page. And talent quality? They invest heavily in US-trained pros and continuous training. For every common fear, there's a modern proactive solution. All right, so we've covered the defense. We know the risks can be managed. Now for the fun part, the offense. How are real businesses using this as a strategy to actually go out and grow? First up, let's talk about CPA firms. If you've ever been near a CPA firm during tax season, you know it's just brutal. The pressure is insane, and burnout is a huge risk. For these firms, strategic outsourcing is a total game changer. They can handle that massive wave of returns without crushing their team. But here's the real magic. When you offload all that compliance grind, your best people are free to focus on high-value advisory work. They get to become the strategic partners that clients are dying for. Okay, next, let's switch gears and look at the world of fund managers. In their universe, there is absolutely zero room for error, and the deadlines are ruthless. This is where outsourcing provides some serious specialized horsepower. They can make sure their financials are always perfect and ready for an audit.
They can hand off incredibly complex stuff like NAV calculations. And maybe most importantly, they can scale their entire operation up or down without the huge cost of a full-time internal team.
And what about startups and businesses that are really starting to take off?
For them, it's a constant balancing act, right? You have to stay focused on growth, but you also have to keep your finances in order. Outsourcing gives them a professional, high-level finance function without the massive salary of a full-time hire. They get clean books every month, they stay compliant, and this is the crucial part. Their main team gets to stay focused on what actually grows the business, building the product and talking to customers.
So when we talk about the future of outsourcing, here's the main takeaway. This future isn't some pie-in-the-sky idea. It's the standard that the best firms are delivering to their clients right now.
This is the new reality. It's that perfect blend of smart tech and expert human review. It's end-to-end support where your partner feels like an extension of your own team. It means you get transparent dashboards so you always know exactly what's going on. And it's about getting strategic insights from your numbers, not just a spreadsheet.
So if we had to boil this entire idea down to one definition, this is it: strategic outsourcing. It's all about using an external partner to actively grow your business, to add a real value, to become more agile, and in the end, to serve your own clients even better. It's a complete mindset shift from seeing your back office as a cost center to seeing it as a growth engine.
And that really brings us to the final thought. The one question you should probably ask yourself when you look at your own business: is your back office a resource that's helping you grow, or is it a roadblock that's just eating up your time and energy? The answer to that question might just change everything.